Greetings, YouTubians, and welcome back to Wayne Sharp World, where today we have a little gem to take a look at coming out of Vosteed Knives. This guy right here is the Vosteed Valhund. Now, before I go any further into this review, I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. If you like what you see, do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button, follow along, and I will continue to bring you the content. Now, let's take a look at some overall specs on this knife right here. We have an overall length coming in at 6.9 inches, a blade length of 3.02 inches, and a blade thickness at 118 thousandths. Blade material on this guy is S35VN with a very attractive clip point style blade, a flat grind, handle length coming in at 3.87 inches, and a handle thickness right around 417 thousandths. Handle material, as you can clearly see, all titanium construction with a very nice frame lock for the locking mechanism, a user of a right hand only, tip up carry, weight coming in at 2.61 ounces. If you didn't see that name on the other side, this is indeed a Ray Laconico design. If you watch this channel at all, you're probably well aware that I am a Ray Laconico fan of the highest regard. I think he's one of the best designers in the game. I really do. He's just so clean, so refined in his designs. He doesn't get too carried away, but everything Ray spits out is a beautiful knife that I want to carry. So, yeah, I'm really happy to review this one. Price coming in at $179. So, yeah, no real issue there. 179 bucks, all premium materials. There are some perks to this particular knife that I think help justify the $179 price tag. I do have one little bit of constructive criticism for this knife, and we'll get to that here when we get to the handle portion. But first, let's take a look at some size comparisons and see how it stacks up to some other Vosteeds. Start with the Vosteed Mini Psyop, which should line up pretty well, a little shorter. And then we'll bring out this OG, everyone knows it, the Vosteed Raccoon, one of its many different variants. And as you can see, it is right there in between the Raccoon and the Mini Psyop. So I think that will do it for most people. But if it didn't do it for everyone, let's bring out one that will. That is this guy right here, the Civivi Elementum. As you can see, pretty much right in line with the Elementum. And just to have a knife on top, we'll put the Kaiser Mini Milita up there. And there you go. There's your size comparisons. We know how big it is. Let's move on and start talking about this knife because, like I said, I really only have one thing to say about it that isn't good. Everything about this knife is pretty damn good. It's a beautiful blade shape. You know a Ray Laconico design when you see it. You really, really do. And this is one I could have called Ray from a mile away on this one. Easily. One of his better small designs. Because Ray, he's made some bigger knives. He's made medium-sized knives. He's made smaller knives. This is one of, if not, maybe his best small knife design. Just the way it sits in the hand, the way the blade is balanced with the handle and the overall flowing lines. It just looks really, really good. It's a nice slicey blade. 15 thousandths behind the edge on these. Vosteed is putting in some work on that grinding and doing a damn good job. Have a pretty darn good sharpening choil down here, and a very good plunge grind to boot. So, pretty nice job in the detail department. Thumb studs on this guy are really good. When I first got this, I felt like the thumb studs were a little bigger than normal for a knife of this size, and I love that. It makes the deployment of the blade a breeze, extremely enjoyable. Regardless of how you want to deploy this blade, it is good to go. Large part due to the perfect thumb studs and a very nice front flipper. Ray Laconico, he is one of, if not the best, at designing a front flipper. He is right up there with the greats when it comes to front flipper designs because he just knows where to put it. He knows what kind of jimping it needs, and it's just always a win for me. Now, going into the handle, this is where I have some high praise and that little bit of criticism. In terms of all the regular stuff, you know, you got your back spacers back here, your standoffs back here. It's fully contoured titanium. which is very nice. That's a good perk. For $179, it should 100% have fully contoured titanium. And you do feel that fully contoured titanium. It feels very, very nice, really good in the hand. Nice chamfering on all the edges and ends everywhere. No points, no nothing. Until you get to this clip. This is where my issue with this knife is. And it's not a big issue. Like I said, I still really like this knife a lot and plan on giving it some good pocket time. But this clip, while the design of it's fine, I don't have any issue with the appearance or anything, the clip is flat. And I really, really, really wish it would have been contoured as well. A little bit of contouring and roundness to the top of this clip would make a world, and I mean a world of a difference in the hand. So that's the one knock I have on it. I really, really wish this clip was contoured along with the handle. That would have made it an absolute home run. Though I still really like the hidden screw. This has that hidden screw, and I think that is, you can see them both in there. There's 2 hidden screws down there. That's fantastic. I'd like to see a lot more hidden screws on other knives, but you could have still contoured this clip. The clip could still be contoured. That's the big thing for me. So props for the hidden screws, props for the clip function and design. I just really wish it would have been contoured. Would have been very, very nice, and really would have been kind of the chef's kiss in the ergo department, because there's no other issues with the ergos of this knife. And to be honest, this isn't like a make or break issue. I wouldn't stop me from buying it. But I think for $179, the clip should have been contoured. So I will leave it at that. But the rest of the knife, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, the rest of the knife, in my eyes, in my opinion, is flawless. Really, really enjoy everything else about it. Got a nice little bit of beveling there by the lock bar for easier access. And then you get into the other aspect of this knife that is just really impressive. I've said this before in another video when I briefly showed this knife with the Mini Milita as well as the Tyconic 1. This is the smoothest knife I have ever handled from Vosteed. Now, anyone that's handled multiple Vosteeds knows that says something, because look at this. It kind of glides shut. It doesn't drop shut, doesn't fall shut. You don't have to shake it shut. It just glides shut. It is ridiculously smooth. It is so good, so satisfying to deploy this blade. It's like it's running on a Shirogorov multi-row bearing system. I mean, it's ridiculous how smooth this knife is. And that was actually the hardest shake, the hardest time I've ever had closing the blade was what you just saw in that little short there, because this thing is just butter. I mean, absolutely buttery smooth. Perfect action on this knife. Perfect action. So phenomenal design, perfect action, great ergos minus the flat clip. I wish the clip would be contoured, but other than that, guys, we have an absolute banger right here. This is fantastic. One of the better Ray Laconico pieces to come out. It doesn't have all the inlays and magna cut and this and that and the other, but you know what? It's clean, it's simple, it's reasonably priced, and it is so damn smooth and so damn good. Would highly recommend this one. Really, really enjoy it. Let me know what you guys think of the Vosteed Valhund. Really hope you enjoyed it. Hope you have a great rest of your nights. Of course, as always, and until the next one, I'm out.